it was kind of like, well, what do you mean deportation? Like, I've been here like all my life. It didn't make sense, you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, I've been here since I was a year old, and it was frightening, you know, because technically, you know, from a technical standpoint, I am Cambodian, but I wasn't born there. I was born in Thailand, and I never stepped foot on soil like in my, you know, ever. My name's Soka, 47 years old. Grew up in the White Center area. Worked for a real estate investment company in Seattle, small company, and I manage all our construction projects and our internal staff. As you know, in Cambodia, there was a lot of like turmoil. My mom and her family left Cambodia, I believe in the 70s. I was born in Thailand, and I came to the States when I was about a year and a half. When I came to Seattle as a refugee, came here with my mother. It's just her and I. Then my mother got married and had 3 more children. We grew up in an area in White Center called Park Lake Homes. Low income, a lot of families in there were struggling like financially, and they just had various different backgrounds. When I came here when I was a kid, I watched a lot of cartoons, and I picked up on like the English in there. So that's why going into like elementary school, my English was like phenomenal. You know, still kind of really felt, I guess I didn't feel like I fit in with anybody else there, because, you know, I didn't fit in with the normal kids, plus I didn't fit in with the refugee kids. So it was a very unique experience. Challenges I had growing up as a kid, I would say, would be more like family challenges. You know, coming from parents coming from a part of the world that really didn't have an education base or any structure. My mother remarried and had kids, and you know, our household was pretty. The word I'm going to use wasn't structured very well. You know, I grew up in a very abusive home. Stepfather was like verbally abusive, physically abusive, abused my mom, you know, pretty much all her life until they got a divorce, probably in the 90s. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I really knew from like a relationship standpoint, you know, seeing that. So it's kind of sad that that I had to like witness a lot of that. You know, some of the things that I think I learned and seen, you know, shouldn't be happening in a household. So, which led me down an interesting path. So, the turning point in my life where things kind of went wrong, I think it just goes back to household stuff, relationship at home with my parents and stuff. My sister had passed away. When I was in high school, and that was like, it created a cloud, like a dark cloud over our family. And after that happened, I left home at the age of 16, and I was homeless for a while. So that led me down a path that was like pretty destructive. Oh man, the destructive path of a teenager, running with gang members, selling drugs. First serious offense, I got caught in a stolen car, and it was kind of like, oh man, it didn't feel wrong, but it was like, what am I doing? You know, and then, you know, fast forwarding a little bit, I ended up getting into, you know, I had a stolen car, and we ended up like doing some dumb stuff, and someone got killed. We did a drive-by. You know, a kid got killed and some other kids got shot, and went to prison, went to juvenile for about 6 months. So that was like, you know, living in a tough home and just not having any guidance and just going down this like destructive path. So after that, I got out, you know, and really didn't change. You know, I got out and still got into a lot of trouble. Then got into the adult system. I had to do like another, I think, 4 months in the county jail for stealing cars and firearm possessions. Then after that, I got out of prison, or got out of the King County jail, and still got into a lot of trouble and just still down like a destructive path. And my friends and I, you know, just kind of shorten the story, we had a car, had some guns, and we went and killed somebody. Then after that, that's when I spent about 5 years in prison for my role.
And what was your role?
I was the driver of a car.
Yeah, how many years did you get?
We got sentenced to 5 years in prison, and I did a total of about 4 years. Then after that, because I wasn't a U.S. citizen, they put me in immigration. So what that means is like after you do your prison sentence, you get shipped off to an immigration holding facility until they decide to let you out. As soon as I got released from prison, I met my ex-wife about a year after, and we had our first kid. Her name is Lily, and she's 23 years old right now. Fast forwarding it, I was married for a while, and the impact of being deportable and having like going to immigration and checking in every so often was the demise of like my relationship, because every 3 to 4 months I would have to go check in with immigration. You'd have to go there, update your information, and they would run your name to see if you were going to be deported or not. So before I had those meetings, my ex-wife and I, and my kids, we would just meet together and says, hey man, this is what I'm going to go do today. Just know it's on our calendar. And if I go there and if I don't walk back out the door, that these are the things that are going to happen, and these are the things that we're going to have to adjust to. So it was a really tough burden for them. And I believe in 2007, immigration, I got a phone call early in the morning, and an immigration officer said, hey Soka, can you come in and see us? I was like, sure, man, I'll come in and talk to you. So I told, I was with my ex-wife, so I was like, hey man, immigration just called me. It sounds like I gotta go talk to them. Oh shit, man. So we go there, I go check in with her. So when I went to go check in, they arrested me and held me for 6 months and tried to deport me. And again, I got really lucky that they didn't deport me, because they were actively deporting people. So during that 6 months in jail, that was a stressful time, because I never imagined having this, I'm, in my, I think by then 2000, I can't do the math on my age, but my daughter was about, I think 6 years old. And, I'm married, and, they would have to come in and like visit me, through talking through like a piece of glass. And that was a tough time for me to like go through with them. That was like a tough thing. Granted, I accept full responsibility for the things I've done, you know what I mean? Because I actually put myself there for not, doing the right things. I'm on this journey that they really shouldn't be a part of, you know what I mean? That, these are the things that I did before I met them, you know what I mean? Before this happened. So it was like a tough thing to deal with. Being in on a final order of deportation, it really didn't allow me to think about anything else, because it's like, well, hey, you can get deported any minute. Who knows, So it didn't allow me to like, I would say grow financially. It didn't allow me to grow my career. It didn't allow me to plan for the States. It didn't allow me to plan for anything. It was like, shit, man, And with that being said, it kind of puts you still in like this destructive pattern, because you're like, well, man, if I can't plan for nothing, then what am I doing? I'm just gonna do whatever I want, So what motivated me to turn my life around? I think seeing my daughter when I was in jail, and I would call home and talk to my stepdad. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And my dad was like, look, man, your daughter's just not the same. She looks like super sad. So I'm like, man, that was a tough thing. I remember this story, my younger brother and I, we had the same car, same color and all that. It's just one year difference. But every time that he would drive his car to my mom's house, my daughter would like run out the door thinking it was my car. Oh man, yeah. As soon as she seen my brother step out the car, she's like, that's not my dad. You know what I'm saying? So that was a tough thing to hear and learn about. I was like, oh man, I gotta like fix the things that I need to fix, So it was kind of like, and who knows what that means. It's just probably just finding a career and, doing things to kind of support the family and just trying to get to the next level in life. The process of fighting for my rights to stay here in the States, and to be very transparent and honest, I didn't even really think I was deserving of, getting my pardon and getting my criminal history vacated. I really didn't think I deserved that, and only because I just wasn't in the right mindset. I didn't think that it was possible. So after meeting with some people, I realized that I really had to get my shit together and do this not just for myself, but like for, the 3 kids that I do have, ensuring that they have a successful future. So.
How long was the process?
My goodness, man. The process from when I had met you, this is like the end of 2018, December 2018. And yesterday I just got my passport in the mail. So, you know, if you just do the math on that, oh, it's been a long process. And like, I promise you, once I got the partner, I felt like everything was a lot more vibrant. Like the flowers, the plants, the books, the people I'm talking to, and everything was just like so. It was like everything was in color now. You know, before things were just kind of really black and white, but everything came to color. I thank God for everything that I've been through, for helping me and guiding me. So, man, put your faith in God, Jesus Christ, and He will show you the way, man. You know what I'm saying? I promise you.